the headliners, the newsmakers, the political scene, and government issues. These should be our concern. And we're taking you at the forefront. It's our second week here at the forefront. I am attorney Karen Jimeno. Join me as we zero in and discuss the details of some of the most pressing national issues that our country faces. But before I discuss with you our topic for the day, I join the rest of the country in congratulating Filipino gymnast Carlos Yulo for his double gold win in the Paris Olympics. Thank you, Carlos, for bringing in so much pride and happiness to your fellow countrymen. And for the next gold topic, former Senator Antonio Trillanes was a guest at the forefront last week. He came here to personally validate his post on social media. Senator Trillanes said that the prosecutor ICC has named Senator Bato de la Rosa and 4 other high-ranking police officials as suspects in the ICC case against former President Duterte on his anti-drug war. Trillanes said that a blue notice has been issued by the Interpol on behalf of the ICC on the 5 suspects. A blue notice is a request for cooperation in gathering information related to a criminal investigation. With this ICC development, we all wonder, will Senator Bato remain solid as a rock under ICC pressure? To air his thoughts and sentiments on the ICC issue, at the forefront, we have with us live Senator Bato de la Rosa. Senator Bato, good morning.
Good morning, Attorney Karen, at good morning sa ating mga viewers. And if I may add, I would like to personally greet also Kaloy Yulo for his twin Olympic gold victory in Paris Olympics. We are very proud of you, Kaloy, and I hope that you will unite the Filipino nation with your victory. Everyone will be inspired.
I really agree with you, Senator Bato. Nakaka-proud na maging Filipino at this moment, no, when we have someone bringing in this pride for our country.
So, hindi lang isa, dalawa pa.
Yes, I know. Record-breaking for the Philippines.
Historic yan, historic.
I agree. We can't wait to welcome him back.
Yes.
So let's go to our topic, Senator Bato. So Senator Trillanes was here with us live last week, and he said that you and 4 other PNP officials were named as suspects in the ICC case. And what was your first reaction when you heard this news?
Well, I expect that to happen, Karen, because matagal naman yan. What's new? Since 2016 pa, nababanggit yung pangalan ko. And itong mga kasama ko na according to Trillanes ay mga akusado, alam ko na itong mga tao na ito ay idinawit nila ni Trillanes sa kanyang kaso niya sa ICC because of utter disgust. Because I have to tell this and I have to tell the public so that the Filipino people may know what's really the real score. Bakit ganun na lang ang nangyayari? Siguro ito, nagalit yan sila si Trillanes, si Speaker Romualdez, si Director ng NICA na si Director General De Leon, at saka yung contractor na, malaking contractor na chairman ng Committee on Appropriations ng Kongreso, ng Lower House, na si, pangalan nito, si, yung ako Bicol Party List, si Saldico. Kasi ito silang 4, in a very private meeting, kinausap itong mga kasama ko na akusado, isa-isa, in a different situation. different occasions. Kinausap ito ni Trillanes, pati ni General De Leon, na kasama, nandoon, si Speaker Romualdez at saka si Saldico, in a very private conversation. Kinausap sila na mag-execute ng affidavit and testify against us, me and President Duterte before the ICC. And these people, these officers and gentlemen who maintain our values, courage, integrity, and loyalty, never wavered sa kanilang pagiging gentlemen. And they refuse to cooperate with Trillanes, De Leon, Speaker Romualdez, and Saldico sa kanilang effort na ipin down kami sa ICC. So, expected ko na yan, na isinama ito sila sa kaso na pinapile ni Trillanes doon sa ICC.
So are you saying that this case is politically motivated?
Precisely. Politically motivated because President Marcos has been saying all along, every now and then, that I will not cooperate with any ICC investigation. That for the for the 1,000th time, sasabihin ko, I will never recognize the jurisdiction of ICC over our country. And yet, itong mga tao na sa palibot niya ay working with the ICC. They are trying to get some affidavits from these people na kinakausap nila. General Albayalde, General Karamat, Commissioner ng Napolcom na si Commissioner Leonardo. So, what do you expect? Sorry.
Yes, have some water po muna. So, from what we recall, Senator Trillanes said that he filed the complaint during President Duterte's term.
Yes.
So, are you saying that right now the involvement of Speaker Romualdez and Zaldico happened after the unit team broke down, or were they already cooperating together with Senator Trillanes since back then?
After the unity broke down. Kasi wala man yan noon. Wala man yan noon. Wala yan noon. After the unity broke down, yun na, kinausap na nila. Talagang tinatakot sila na kung hindi sila mag-execute ng affidavit, then masasama sila sa kaso. Yun na nga ngayon, sinama na sila sa kaso.
Have you received any notice from the ICC or summons?
Not yet, no. I have never received.
So if you were to receive any notice or summons from the ICC, what would be your step? Like, would you be cooperating, or at least currently
Well,
they're
if
saying
they are going to communicate with me, then I will talk to them. If they are just going to interview me, then I will give them what I know, everything that I know about the war on drugs. Sasabihin ko sila, mag-usap kami. But it doesn't mean that I submit myself to the jurisdiction of ICC. I'm just going to be friendly with them for purposes of sharing with them the information that they want to get.
So currently there are reports that ICC wants to come in to interview, and the Office of the Solicitor General has said that they will not stop these ICC prosecutors from coming in to interview. So would you say that you will cooperate in doing the interviews?
I will talk to them if they want to interview me. As I've said, hindi ako bastos na tao. Kapag ako tinatanong, sasagot ako.
The four other officials that were also named in the complaint, we have Major General Karamat, General Eleazar Mata, Commissioner Edelberto Leonardo. Would you know if they also will cooperate in the interviews?
I don't know. I have not communicated with them. And maybe may kanya-kanya kaming individual stand to that issue. And We will know later. Tanungin natin sila.
Do you know why they were also involved in this case along with you? Do you know them enough, like in the past administration? Did you work together?
Well, of course, naging commanders yan sila during their time. General Abialde followed me after my retirement. He became the chief PNP. Karamat is a very aggressive in his campaign against illegal drugs. So I expect these people to be involved.
We have the current office of the Solicitor General, Maynardo Guevara, used to be Secretary of Justice during the time of President Duterte, but now he's saying that the government will not obstruct the ICC if they were to come in the Philippines to conduct an investigation and prosecute the former President Duterte for the anti-drug war campaign. What's your reaction to this?
Well, it only goes to show that the stand of this government to that particular issue is changing. Every now and then, it's changing. If that is the official statement of the government, nagbabago. Noon, hindi nila nire-recognize ang jurisdiction, hindi sila mag-cooperate. But now, okay na sa kanila, napapasok ang ICC at mag-imbestiga. So, but the mere act of letting them in and allowing them to do their job, in effect, it is surrendering our sovereignty to them. In effect, it is recognizing their jurisdiction in this country. Kasi inalaw mo eh. Who is a self-respecting government that will allow foreign intervention in his, within his country? Bakit sila makialam sa domestic affairs? Lalong-lalo na particularly, yung sinasabi nila, granting na mag-issue ng warrant of arrest ang ICC. Granting na mag-issue ng warrant of arrest ang ICC. At ito'y lalapit sa Interpol para mag-cooperate kuno for its implementation or for its execution and implementation. At who is Interpol? Interpol exists for cooperation and coordination. Wala iyan siyang sariling pulis. Talagang ang Interpol ay for cooperation and coordination lang. Mayroon lang siyang secretariat at itong secretariat ay nagko-coordinate sa mga member countries, Philippines, Thailand, everything, para magkakaroon ng cooperation. Now, Interpol has no mandate over and above the PNP. Coordination and cooperation lang yan. So bakit, kung ako ang PNP, bakit ako papayag kung papasok ang Interpol, kakausapin ako, na implement natin itong warrant of arrest ng ICC, na itong warrant of arrest na yan, for me, it's not official and it's not legal. It is not legal dahil I am only taking orders from the courts that has judicial jurisdiction over this country and over its people. Only the Supreme Court and the lower court can issue warrants of arrest against Filipino people. Ang ICC, pwede nilang i-implement yan, yung warrant ng ICC, kapag meron pang existing pa yung ating tratado with the ICC. But matagal na tayong umalis diyan sa ICC. So we are not obliged, we are not required to implement that warrant of arrest. So kung gagawin nila yan, I am telling this frankly to the PNP or to whoever law enforcement na gustong mag-effect ng warrant of arrest issued by ICC. If they are going to do that to the PNP, kakasuhan ko kayo ng illegal arrest. At kung yung mga opisyal na magpapacilitate niyan, I will sue you for graft. Kakasuhan ko kayo ng graft for doing that. Dahil that is illegal. Hindi yan galing from the Supreme Court. Well, if the ICC can produce a warrant of arrest coming from our Supreme Court, coming from our local courts, then hands up, I surrender. I will submit to the jurisdiction of Philippine courts. Dahil sila talaga ang may constitutionally mandated na mayroong judicial jurisdiction over us. Pero yung ICC, matagal na tayong umalis yan. Wala silang jurisdiction sa atin. Hindi ako magpapahuli sa kanila.
So you're saying you will recognize the consequences of this case that is brought against you and the other PNP officials if it's through the proper forum, meaning it's the local courts of the Philippines.
Yes. Well, our judicial system is working. Our courts are working. Lahat yan. Walang sarado. Nagpa-function yan. Bakit hindi sila magpapail ng kaso dito? Bakit gusto na sa ICC? Because Trillanes and company want to sensationalize everything para mabigat ang dating ko, no? At ilalamsam nila lahat ng kaso. Karen, you are a lawyer. Ako hindi ako lawyer. Police lang ako. Pero I know the law, lalo na yung criminal law. Pagdating sa murder and whatever other cases. Alam ko yan. Bakit yung kaso na ito na 6,000 deaths, bakit hindi mo ito i-treat individually? Kasuhan mo sa RTC. Lahat ng itong individually, kasuhan nyo. Bakit yung ilalamsam yan na kung hindi nga yan makapasa dito sa local court, how much more sa ICC? Dahil nga, for all we know, if you are going to investigate this one by one, independently and separately, lalabas itong mga kaso na ito, na yung mga kaso na ito, hindi ko naman nila lahat, hindi ko nila lamsam, pero lalabas na justified itong mga legitimate na police operations na ito. Kasi what happened to our policemen na namatay sa war on drugs? We have around 180 to 100 policemen na namatay. Meron tayong almost 200 na nasugatan sa war on drugs. Ano pa lang yung buhay nila? Walang kwenta, hindi sila... Ganun na lang pala ang buhay natin sa mundo, porque pulis ka, okay ka lang mamatay. We have to defend ourselves, we have to protect ourselves. Because inherent na right natin yan to defend ourselves. Self-defense, defense of a stranger, defense of a relative. So, gawin natin yan. We have to defend ourselves. So, in doing so, nangyari yun. So, kaya nga, ma-justify nila yan. If you only treat these cases independently.
There's also allegations that we can let the ICC in if we don't have a properly working criminal justice system. What is your response to that?
We have a
if we don't have a proper criminal justice system that's working within the country, then that's basis for the ICC to come in. What is your response to that?
Article 1 of the Rome Statute that created the ICC is very clear that the ICC can have jurisdiction if and only when the local jurisdiction is not capable of investigating these alleged cases and is not willing to investigate these alleged cases. So, are the two conditions met by ICC? Totoo ba na hindi capable ang ating gobyerno mag-imbestiga? Ang dami na nga nag-imbestiga eh. Hindi lang yung mga police, PNP, NBI, Piskalya, yung DOJ, yung korte, kundi pati na nga ang Kongreso eh. Marami na tayong congressional hearings, both sa lower house at saka sa Senado, pertaining to that. Ang dami na nag-imbestiga. So, what's the result? So, ano ngayon? Walang ginagawa? Hindi ba gumagana ang ating mga korte? That's a slap on the face of our Supreme Court. Kung sabihin nila yan na hindi gumagana ang ating criminal justice system.
Did these investigations result in any of cases being filed or successful prosecutions of extrajudicial killings or any of the drug war cases that resulted in not having due process?
Well, meron na tayong mga pulis na mga nakonbikto, yung mga nag-abuso, kinasuhan, nakonbikto, nakakulong ngayon. And meron pa ongoing na mga investigation, ongoing na cases. Oh, anong masasabi natin dyan? Hindi gumagana? Oh, Laila de Lima. Laila de Lima was charged with drug case. Ngayon, nakalabas na siya. So, does that mean that our criminal justice system is not working? Oh, kaya nakalabas siya dahil gumagana ang ating sistema.
Well, Senator Bato, what about others who would say nakalaya si Senator De Lima after the term of President Duterte? Would you say that this indicates that our courts work based on who the existing president is?
Well, malaking sampal 'yan sa independence ng Supreme Court. Malaking sampal 'yan sa co-equality ng Supreme Court with the executive branch and the legislative branch. And yun nga. Ngayon, wala na si Duterte, no? Sabihin nila ang rason 'yan. Wala na si Duterte. Why have they not filed cases sa lower court, sa RTC? Supreme Court is functioning. Bakit hindi nila papailan dyan? Bakit mag-insist sila ng ICC? Bakit sila mag-insist ng ICC?
Okay, good point. So now, in 2002, we had President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. saying that he will not cooperate with the ICC. But now, as we see, our existing Solicitor General said that he will not stop the ICC from coming in to do interviews, and there seems to have been a change in the position of the government. So if you were able to talk to President Marcos Jr. right now, what would you say to him? But before you answer that question, Senator Bato, we'll have to go on a short break. At the Forefront, we'll be right back. Welcome back at the Forefront. Senator Bato, you have previously called on President Bongbong Marcos to make his position clear on the ICC, especially given that the Philippines is no longer a member country of the ICC. So if you had the opportunity to speak directly to President Bongbong Marcos right now, what would you say to him?
Well, I would tell him that, Mr. President, please protect the sovereignty of this country. Mr. President, please do not turn over the jurisdiction of the judicial jurisdiction of this country to other foreign entities. Yan lang ang request ko sa kanya. Yan lang ang request ko sa kanya para naman manindigan tayo bilang bansa. Dahil nga kung sa Amerika kung ang sundalo or any law enforcement officer na Amerikano ay kakasuhan ng ICC at aarestuhin ng ICC, sabi ng US government, sila ang unang aaresto sa ICC. They do not recognize the jurisdiction of ICC because they love their servicemen. At dito sa atin, ganun palang gagawin natin, ipagkanulo natin yung ating mga police officers na for the longest time, nagserbisyo sa ating bansa. Ilang beses ko ino-offer yung buhay ko para sa ating bansa. Ilang gira dinaanan ko para dipinsahan ang ating bansa, ang ating mga kababayan. After that, my own government ay ibibitray ako at ipagkanulo ako doon sa mga foreigner. Doon ako ibigay sa mga foreigner. What kind of government is this? Kung ganito. If this government cannot protect its police officials, if they cannot protect their citizens, then where do I go? Yeah, I will go to the Filipino people. I will go to the Filipino people. Please, protect these people. Ito'y nagtrabaho. Siguro, kasuhan ninyo ito kung hindi ito nagtrabaho sa problema sa droga ng ating bansa. Itong mga tao na ito, kasuhan ninyo kung walang ginawa sa problema ng yung drug problem ng ating bansa. Kung marami na tayong mga kababayan na mga inosente, mga babata, babae, matanda, pinatay, ni-rape, sinunog nitong mga drug-crazed individuals. Walang ginagawa ang pulis ninyo. Kasuhan ninyo. Pero kung nagtrabaho sila, well, siguro everyone deserves equal protection of law. Ha? Kung sila nag-abuso, kasuhan din ninyo. Andiyan yung ating mga korte. Bakit kailangan pa niyong dalhin doon sa ICC? Ganun ba kayo? Ano kayo, mga Hapon? Ano kasi gobyerno ito? Mga makapili na i-turn over mo yung mga inyong kababayan na nagpakahirap, nag-offer ng kanyang buhay para dito sa ating bansa, ipagkanulo niyo sa mga foreigner? Ganun na pala itong gobyerno na ito.
So you're saying that if there are police abuses during the conduct of the drug war, they should be filed in the proper forum, which should be in the Philippines.
Yes, precisely. And I am encouraging them to do that. I am encouraging them to do that. Hindi lang ito mga kasama ko opisyalis. Pati ako, kung nakita ninyo na may ginawa akong krimen, kasuhan nyo ako dito. And I am willing to submit myself to the proper courts. Huwag yung ICC because right now, as we speak, walang jurisdiction ang ICC sa ating bansa.
Would you say that you've had any misconduct, or do you think there are bases to file any cases against you for your performance as PNP chief during the drug war?
Yes! Anong gamit ng ating criminal justice system kung hindi natin i-avail yan, kung meron silang reklamo sa akin, by all means, you file these cases. Ang daming RTC dyan sa palibot natin. Ang daming korte. Bakit hindi nila gawin yan?
Former Senator Trillanes last week was here and he said that you as PNP chief has liability in the ICC case. But let's listen into what he said.
He said so himself. We submitted video recordings and documents of Duterte himself directing the Philippine National Police to kill the Filipino people without any due process. And that is crimes against humanity, murder in particular. So maliwanag to. And he's not even denying it. In one national interview, he said ang kasalanan niya is, ang kasalanan lang naman daw niya is yung extrajudicial killings. No? Then in another interview, he said, my order is shoot to kill.
So as you can see, what is your reaction to that, Senator Bato? Was there really systematic killings that were directed by President Duterte himself?
Ako, I swear to God. I'm not going to swear to Trillanes because he is a liar. He is a liar. But I swear to God, you can look straight to my eyes. Saan ang kamera? Tingnan ninyo mata ko kung ako nagsisinungaling. Tingnan ninyo ako nagsisinungaling. Never in my whole life as a police officer, kahit nung local police pa ako ng Davao, never nagbigay ng order sa akin si President Duterte na patayin yung tao na yan. Never. Tingnan yung mata ko kung ako nagsinungaling. Never. Even, I will give you an example. Galit na galit siya noon nung the late Speaker of the House na si Nograles, dahil talagang yan yung kanyang political enemy number 1 sa Davao. Never siya na humantong sa punto na yung killing or harassing political opponents. No. Because he is very confident that the Filipino people knows what he is doing. Alam niya yan, ang ginagawa niya. Alam niya. Hindi siya magsisinungaling, hindi siya magbibigay ng order na yan. Hindi siya magbibigay ng order. Pero pag sabihin mo na orderan niya kami, mga pulis, na magtrabaho kayo, yung druga, dapat i-address ninyo yan, hindi nyo pabayaan, kriminalidad, huwag nyo yung pabayaan. Well, andyan yung orders niya, standing orders niya. At meron din siyang orders na kapag ang pulis mag-abuso, siguruhin ninyo na mananagot yung mga pulis na yan. Very clear yung orders niya. Papanagutin nyo yung mga abusadong pulis dahil galit na galit yan siya sa mga pulis na abusado.
So during your term as PNP chief, what did you observe or identify as the reasons why there were killings of, well, not just drug suspects, but what would account for what they would call extrajudicial killings?
Well, yung extrajudicial killing na sinasabi niya, extrajudicial killing, kahit man anong gobyerno, kung mayroong mangyaring killing na hindi legal, nilalabil yan as extrajudicial killing, di ba? Kung may nangyari yan, imbestigahan natin. Huwag nating kagad na ibintang sa gobyerno. Imbestigahan natin yan, lahat. Walang problema yan. Kung mayroon mang nangyaring ganyan, imbestigahan natin. Alam ko may nangyayaring illegal, yung unjustified na pagpatay ng tao, kagaya nung bata doon sa Caloocan na binaril ng 2 pulis, talagang mananagot sila dyan. That's illegal, that's murderous. So kaya, konbiktado sila ngayon. At lahat ng nag-abuso, talagang kakasuhan natin.
So this goes to your point that we can conduct the investigations ourselves and then you can seek remedy in Philippine courts.
Yes.
And there are instances before where this has happened, a case has been filed against erring police officials
Yes.
and they have been convicted.
Yes. Ang ating Internal Affairs Service ng PNP, nag-imbestiga. May mga kinasuhan ng mga pulis. Yung ating DOJ, nag-imbestiga. Yung ating mga piskalya, may nakasuhan na. So, ngayon, sabihin takot sila dahil Presidente Duterte. Ngayon, hindi na Presidente Pangulong Duterte. You can do whatever you want. You can file. Bakit sabihin ninyo na takot pa rin kayo kahit hindi na Presidente si Presidente Duterte? File kayo ng kaso.
So Senator Trillanes also compared President Duterte to Hitler at some point during our interview last week. What would be your reaction to this?
Trillanes is blinded by his anger towards Duterte. So ganun na lang yung kanya pag-describe sa tao. I understand him. Galit na galit siya kay Duterte dahil yun lang ang presidente na hindi niya mabubuli. Hindi niya mabubuli talaga yun. Sana ito mabuli si Trillanes eh. Look what he did with the Vice President Binay. Di ba? Look what he did to a very fine officer and gentleman. Si naging secretary ng DNR.
Si Matu?
Hindi, yung si General, yung nagpakamatay.
Ang Angeles.
Angelo Reyes.
Yes, Angelo Reyes.
Dahil binastos niya ng husto doon sa hearing. Sumama ang loob ng tao. Kawawa, very fine officer and gentleman. Forgive me, sir, General Angelo Reyes. You are my idol, napakagaling mo na opisyal. Forgive me for disturbing your peace na nasa langit ka na ngayon. But I have to cite this as an example of Trillanes bully. Kung paano niya binubuli yung tao. Ganun talaga si Trillanes. Sa sama ng loob ng mama, wala nang ginawa kundi pumunta sa punto ng kanyang nanay at nagbaril sa sarili, nagpakamatay. Dahil yun sa pambabastos ni Trillanes. Kami mga PMAR kami, we maintain yung respect to our upperclassmen. But si Trillanes, ibang klaseng breed yan. That's a very different breed. Baka kulang sa training niya sa PMA. Kaya ganun na lang siya kumambastos ng kanya mga upper class.
When I mentioned to former Senator Trillanes that former President Duterte is known to say things in jest or he also retracts what he already said, I asked him if this can affect the complaint filed with the ICC. Here's the answer of Senator Trillanes.
Yung mga precedents of crimes against humanity with the ICC, ni wala ngang pronouncement yung mga na-convict. For as long as there is systematic and widespread killings, tapos ang burden dito sa head of government is what did you do to stop it? Kung hindi si Duterte ang behind dun sa extrajudicial killings, dapat tinanggal niya sa pwesto itong sila Bato and the others na kasi sila yung mga pulis eh.
So what is your reaction to that? Do you really believe that former President Duterte is guilty of crimes against humanity for not addressing what the police officers were doing? And Senator Trillanes also mentioned that he should have fired you as PNP chief.
Well, sabi ko nga, merong mga inimbestigahan nga man nag-aabuso. Bakit? Gusto niya i-fire lahat ng PNP na-engage sa war on drugs? Ano siya? Drug protector? Gusto niya magpapatuloy yung problema ng illegal drugs sa ating bansa? Gusto niyang i-fire kami lahat? Very, very unreasonable. Very unreasonable. Systematic. Kita mo? Nakita mo yung term niya palaging ginagamit. Systematic in order for his case to qualify kuno sa ICC. Talagang ginagamit niya. Systematic, merong policy of government to conduct killings. Well, kung meron kang ebidensya, Mr. Trillanes, you prove it dito sa korte natin. Mag-file ka ng kaso kung totoo niya sinasabi mo. Hindi ka, wala ka kayo na-file dito. Gusto niyo ICC para sensationalization lang. Sensationalism ang gusto mo. Yun ang gusto niya.
Former Senator Trillanes also specifically mentioned former CIDG Chief Romeo Caramat Jr. Here's the clip.
In one case, itong si General Caramat, after killing 32 addicts in a day, as he claimed, pinuri ito ni Duterte sa national media. Na tipong, ito ang dapat tularan. Kung papatay tayo ng 32 in a day, matatanggal yung problema ng illegal drugs.
There's a report that came out yesterday that mentioned Caramat as the official that was giving a 10,000 peso award for police officers who were able to kill drug addicts. Do you know if this is true?
I don't know if that is true. But as far as I'm concerned, I was the chief PNP. I never give money. That is not the policy of my command, to give money to people who are conducting operations. Ang pera nila na nagagamit sa operation, that's MOA. MOA ang ginagamit sa operation, not reward money. Ang may reward money during my time, yun lang declared ng may DILG, PNP, AAP resolution, yung mga nasa taas na ranking ng mga terorista at saka mga kriminal na may bounty sa ulo. Yun lang ang may reward. Pero yung ordinaryong siguro yung ordinaryong encuentro na may mamatay, siguro magbigay ka ng pera, tulong doon sa pulis na tinamaan, nasa ospital, bigyan mo ng kunting assistance.
But for PNP, as a matter of policy, it's not authorized to give rewards.
Never.
It's really, the MOOE refers to the budget for
maintenance and operating and other expenses.
Yes.
So, yun ang MOE, ginagamit. Hindi yan reward money. Ginagastos yan, pabiling gasolina.
For the actual logistics.
For actual logistics during operations.
Okay.
Pero never a policy na may reward system kami. Ang reward lang namin ang nandoon officially, nakalagay doon sa list ng mga most wanted na mayroong nakapatong na reward per resolutions from joint DILG, DND resolutions sa mga high level na mga terorista at mga big time criminals.
There are also allegations that Caramat was the officer that was responsible for the reassignment or suspension of CIDG personnel who were involved in a Pogo hub raid in Bamban, Tarlac. Would you know if this is true?
I don't know. I have no idea about that. No? Hindi na ako chief PNP during the time. Hindi ko na alam yung mga nangyayari sa PNP.
The alleged reason behind the drug war was to eliminate the competition in the drug business as alleged by Senator Trillanes. So let's take a look at Senator Trillanes' statements. One of the cases that also was a bit prominent was the Farmally case.
Yeah.
Is there any link to Michael Yang, the former economic advisor of the president?
Itong si Michael Yang, yan yung drug lord na partner ni Duterte. And that's the reason why there was this extrajudicial killings, this drug war na ginagawa ni Duterte nung panahon niya. It's to protect and monopolize the illegal drug trade. No? Pinatay nila yung competition, kaya ito ngayon na may kasi yan si Pulong and si Charlie Tan, sila yung mag-partner. Pero same triad yan si Charlie Tan and Michael Yang.
Former President Duterte has always been consistent about being anti-drugs. And now we have Senator Trillanes alleging that President Duterte and his family are involved in drugs. How would you react to this?
My reaction is, napakagaling ni Trillanes gumawa-gawa ng istorya. Napakagaling niya. Napakagaling. Believe ako sa kanya kung paano siya gawa-gawa ng istorya. Kung meron siyang ebidensya, bakit hindi siya nag-file ng kaso?
I think last week he filed a case against Paulo Duterte.
Ngayon lang.
Yes.
Ngayon lang. Ngayon lang. Ngayon lang. Ano-anong ebidensya ngayon niya? Sige nga. Yung link kay Michael Yang. Sige nga. Even Michael Yang himself, i-prove mo na involved sa drugs si Michael Yang. I-prove mo. Kung ma-involved yan sa drugs, dapat kasuhan natin yan. Hindi porque naging kaibigan ni Pangulong Duterte, protector na si Duterte sa competition ng drug business. Wow. Ang galing gumawa ng istorya. Ang galing gumawa ng istorya.
How would you compare this current administration's policy against drugs versus President Duterte's anti-drug war? But before you answer that question, Senator Bato, let's pause for a short break. At the Forefront, we'll be right back. Welcome back at the Forefront. Before the break, Senator Bato, I was asking you, how would you compare this current administration's policy or campaign against illegal drugs as to former President Duterte's anti-drug war?
Napakalaki ang diferensya. Napakalaki ang diferensya. The Duterte administration was dead serious in solving the drug problem in the Philippines. This administration, iba ang approach. Iba ang approach. If they consider the drug war of the previous administration to be bloody, sabi nga na, to be bloody, they are trying to dissociate themselves with bloody war on drugs, di ba? Gusto nila bloodless. Bloodless. Kung ang pulis ngayon nanganganib ang buhay, ang pulis ay patayin ng drug personality, anong gusto nila? Ayaw lumaban ng pulis. So, kung sinasabi nila na bloodless yung kanilang war on drugs, if there is still war on drugs na sinasabi nila, what happened to sabi na nga nila, around 700 people na namatay sa anti-drug related operations. So, is that bloodless? Meron pa rin blood na nangyari, di ba? Wala namang dugo yung mga tao na yun. Oo, andyan pa rin. Pero yung nga, mahirap kasi magyabang, magmamalaki na yung ginawa nila noon, hindi namin yan gagawin ngayon. Kung gusto mo pa rin mag-operate against drugs, mahirap talaga because if you want to go to war, meron talagang casualty. It's either them or you. Because there are two warring factions, warring groups, di ba? Government and drug personalities. You want to go to war with them, so meron talagang mangyayari. Kahit na sabihin mo, lahat na gagawin mo, but yung government forces, may control ka. Yung law enforcement, may control ka. Pero what about the criminal gangs? May control ka ba doon? O ano gusto mo? Bibibehin mo yung mga kriminal na yan? Tingnan natin kung mag-epektibo ka, kung you don't know how to speak their language. If you don't know how to meet their diskarte. Kailangan talagang ma-counter mo lahat yung ginagawa nila to be effective.
So you're saying there's always violence involved when you're dealing with people like, for example, those drug syndicates or people
You
involved in
cannot
drugs?
avoid violence because, as I've said, kontrolado natin yung law enforcement people, yung government people, kontrolado natin yan. Ang police, mayroong ino-observe na police operational procedure. Ito bang mga criminal gangs, ito bang mga drug personalities na wala sa tamang pag-iisip dahil high on drugs? Do they have their own police operational procedure? No. So, kung maging violent sila, anong maging reaction ng police? Uy, hindi po kami, wag kayo maging violent sa amin. You have to defend yourself. Self-defense. And in doing so, may mangyayari talaga. Dahil violent yung isang grupo. May mangyayari talaga. Common sense lang. Common sense lang. You are not dealing with mga magnanakaw, mga pickpockets. You are dealing with them. We are dealing with people who are well-entrenched, may pera, may kapangyarihan, may connection pa nga sa gobyerno, mayroong mga baril, at yung utak ay sabog. Sabog, wala sa tamang pag-iisip, kaya hindi mo sila kontrolado. Violence will erupt. You expect violence if you are conducting anti-drug operations. You have to be prepared. Kung ikaw ay police, you have to be prepared. Ganun dapat ang psyche mo. Ito, delikado na kalaban ito. So, ready ka. Kontrolado mo sarili mo, puro sila. Kontrolado mo ba sila? Hindi mo sila kontrolado.
Senator Bato, in your position as senator, you conducted Senate hearings on the PIDEA leaks involving former agent Jonathan Morales. And this was, according to some people, the reason why former Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri was replaced. Would you know of any, can you give us any inside information as to whether this is true?
Well, mahirap magsalita, no? Mahirap magsalita kasi otherwise, puro haka-haka lang tayo. Puro speculations. Pero, if the effort is being initiated by Malacanang, there might be some beef to it kung nanggagaling sa Malacanang, yung effort. Ha? Pero I'm not privy. I'm not privy to it. Basta ako, bumoto lang ako kay Jesus Escudero to become the Senate President right after the battle has been won. Nanalo na sila. They have already 14 votes. I was fighting for Mig Zubiri's preservation as our Senate President. But unluckily, I was not able to control my two colleagues na sumama doon kay Jesus Escudero. So they had 14 votes. Panalo na sila nang lumapit sila sa akin. Sinabihan ako ni Jesus Escudero at ni Alan Cayetano na, Bato, we heard that you are going to join the minority. Dahil nga masama ang loob ko eh. Dahil natalo kami ni Migs. Pero they are magnanimous victors, yung dalawa. Sinabihan ako na, please do not join the minority. You stay with the majority. So, yun, sumama na ako sa kanila. I was the 15th vote at that time. So, sabi nila, immaterial na yung boto mo, hindi namin kailangan yun dahil panalo na kami. But please join us. Maintain your presence in the majority, not with the minority.
And this is your two other colleagues, Senator Bongo and Senator Francis Tolentino,
Yes,
asking you to stay in the
yes,
majority.
we have an agreement among us PDP senators that majority rules. Since dalawa na sila pumunta doon kay Chis Escudero, so obligado akong sumama sa kanila. Dahil yun ang usapan namin, majority rules. Usapang lalaki yun.
The media has a footage of you being emotional when you had to vote against former Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri. How would you describe your relationship now with Senator Zubiri?
Well, unang-una, I would like to explain bakit ako napaiyak doon, ha? Dahil sasama talaga ng loob ko. Yung saludo ko, yung pagsaludo ni Mig sa akin, sumaludo rin ako sa kanya. Ang gusto kong message na iparating sa kanya was that, Boss, I'm very sorry. I failed to win the war for you. I'm sorry. Hindi ko kinaya. So masama ang loob ko. Hindi ko kinaya. Yun ang gusto kong iparating sa kanya. Now, after that, lumapit ako sa kanya, nag-explain ako. Migs, may usapan kami, mga PDP senators na majority rules. Si Francis Tolentino at si Bungo ay lumipat na doon kay Chis, so obligado akong sumama. Yan ang usapan namin. And tapos na, Migs, galing ako sa opisina mo, nag-usap tayo. Pagbaba ko, dumating silang dalawa, si Alan at si Chis doon, at kinausap ka na they already have 14 votes and they're ready to take over the Senate leadership. So nag-usap na kayo doon na mag-turn over. Ako naman, bumaba ako, sinundan ako nung dalawa at kinumbinsi na remain with the majority. So, in-explain ko sa kanya yan. But then again, medyo masyado pang tensyonado ang sitwasyon na yun. Hindi pa naintindihan ni Migs yung aking sitwasyon. So, masama ang loob niya. I understand. Pero ako nasasayangan talaga ako kay Migs, napakagaling na leader. Ayaw ko talaga sana siya matanggal. Very good leader at basta, pag Senate leadership, napakagaling niya. So, nasayangan ako. Explain ako, hindi niya matanggap-tanggap yung explanation ko. Hinayaan ko lang. Nagkaroon na kami ng Senate break. Pagbalik namin, after the Senate break, nilapitan niya ako. Hinag niya ako. Sabi niya, pare, pasensya ka na. Dala ng emosyon. Kung pare, pasensya ka na rin. Hindi ko napigilan yung dalawang kasamahan ko at talagang may usapan kami na majority rules. Sabi, naintindihan ko kayo, pare, So, nagkabalikan na kami ng loob. Okay na kami ni Migs. Wala kami problema. Wala na samahan na loob.
That's great to hear, Senator Bato, and thank you for sharing your personal experiences with us. So for 2025, when you run for re-election, which political party will you be joining?
Yeah, I will remain with the PDP. We have a political party, PDP. So,
is Senator Tolentino still with the PDP?
Well, you better ask him. But for me, nagpaalam na siya kay Pangulong Duterte that he has to go neutral. Sabi niya, he wants to go neutral. So ang naiwan ngayon sa PDP na re-election is ako at saka si Senator Bongo.
So there's only 2 PDP left?
Yeah,
na
plus one na aspiring si Philip Salvador. Bali, 3 kami, PDP candidates.
So will PDP be able to complete a full Senate slate for 2025?
I don't think so. I don't think so. With the present situation, with the present predicament that we have, nung time nga, 2019, hindi namin nakumplito na sitting president pa yung aming PDP chairman. How much more ngayon? So, siguro, wala na lang kami. Guerrilla campaign.
But you're still comfortable running with PDP despite the fact that, let's say, you'll just be 3 people running under PDP in Senate?
Yes. Hindi po ako isang politiko na lilipat ng partido for personal comfort. Andyan ako. I will stick with the PDP.
Okay. Thank you, Senator Bato. Well, I admire your commitment and dedication. But thank you so much for your time today. 1 hour was not enough.
Thank you.
At the forefront, we'll be right back. Amid threats of an impending ICC investigation and possible issuance of warrants of arrest on the suspects by the Interpol, Senator Bato de la Rosa is unfazed. Senator Bato still believes that the ICC does not have jurisdiction in the country. He said that he will be willing to cooperate with the ICC prosecutors if and when they come. But very likely, he will not provide information that would incriminate himself, former President Duterte, or other police officials. Until President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. officially makes an issuance on the government's position on ICC, everything is speculation at this point. Be timely informed, be insightful of the news. Always stay at the forefront. See you tomorrow, same time, for another dose of our news analysis. This is Attorney Karen Jimeno, leaving you with this thought, that an informed mind keeps you ahead in life. Good morning.